Okay, come on stage right now. Very funny girl. Please get up for Thea Gavin.
Hello. Look at all you beautiful critters. I'm not gonna lie. I've had work done. You know, after so many years, things just kind of start wearing out and looking tired. So you gotta get work done. And you know what's gonna look great for a really long time? My new granite countertops. Don't get me wrong, I'm not some kind of a fashion-hating monster like Mother Teresa or something. I believe in cleavage. Toe cleavage. 24/7 toe cleavage. If you got it, flaunt it. I got like 10 of them. Oh, flaunt it, baby. Speaking of babies, and we will be. Any youngest children out there? Okay. A few youngest children out there. That's a baby of the family, right? That's a hard label to escape from, ever. Even when you start getting the gray nose hair. Will always be the last critter in the litter. I'm the youngest of 7.
Yay!
7 kids. We grew up during the 1960s. Never enough hugs, but plenty of social chaos. Everyone rioting and protesting and freaking out, and that was just in our kitchen at dinner time. 7 kids. Why 7? Who has 7? Like farmers or rabbits? What were my parents aiming for? What was so disappointing about those older 6 rabbits that they had to keep trying for that one magical creature that would make it all worthwhile? Maybe a rabbit unicorn. And then they had me. That's no rabbit unicorn, honey. I know, we better stop. Just like those birth order psychics would predict, I ended up perfect. Perfectly messed up, which I prefer to call quirky in a therapy-worthy sort of way. Yeah. Bad attitude? Mm-hmm. My older sister was a beauty queen. She got to travel all around showing off her perfect beauty queen body, wearing those satin beauty queen sashes, cutting ribbons at grand openings with those big beauty queen scissors. Yeah, I was jealous. What skinny little 11-year-old girl wouldn't be jealous? Such a great, big, giant pair of beauty queen scissors. Yeah. Then there were the hand-me-downs. Oh gosh. On cold days, I just hated having to go to school wearing those beauty queen sashes. 3 or 4 and I was never warm enough. Let's see, what other quirks can we blame on birth order? Here's a fun fact. Back in 1975, did you know that there was only one brand of home pregnancy test? It was called throwing up in the morning. You needed to find out whether you were pregnant or just hungover again. You had to hop on your 10-speed bike and pedal on over to Planned Parenthood, a place where nobody in the waiting room looked like they were there because they were some kind of a planning genius. Except for me, I was a 15-year-old genius just starting out on my master plan to make sure that when I hit my 40s, no rude relative would ever be able to come up to me at a family party and say, "So when are you going to have kids?" I'd already be a grandma. Gosh. Yeah, my parents were a little bit upset at first, but they got over it when they realized I had just done them a big favor. No more need to enforce curfew, because what was the worst that could happen to me after midnight? I could get pregnant. But then, yeah, they decided to flip that curfew favor around and signed me up for an alternative learning situation called consequences. Instead of prom night, I got a party till dawn at the local labor and delivery disco, along with DJ Dr. O.B. Instead of a high school diploma, my special piece of paper was a marriage certificate, which made me eligible for every youngest child's worst nightmare: responsibility and breastfeeding. Oh gosh, I was barely 16. It was bad enough having to stand in line at the grocery store looking like I was my little baby boy's big sister or babysitter. There was no way I was going to whip out my Mother Nature baby bottles in public. Although, that beauty queen sash would have made it darn convenient. I should have thought of that. Consequences. For the last 43 years, I've been suffering the consequences with Mr. Baby Daddy, our 3 kids, our 7 grandkids, and enough nose hair. I'm going to have to start braiding it pretty soon. Yeah, 43 years.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a long time, even in rabbit years. Want to know our secret?
Yes.
Well, for one thing, the grace of God. And I got no punchline for that, that would be wrong. But for another thing, after all these years, Mr. Baby Daddy and I still get a lot of pleasure, mutual pleasure, out of pissing off our adult kids. We don't have text. Oh, you want to let us know something real quick without the hassle of having to actually speak to your mom and dad? Ain't gonna happen. Hey Siri, get lost. Because nothing comes between me, Mr. Baby Daddy, and our landline. It's too much. Smartphones that cost $1,000, Jimmy Choos that cost $1,000, Brazilian blowouts. What the heck is that anyway? It's too much. Orange County, this is what giving up looks like. 24/7 toe cleavage, and a braid that tells the world, I don't waste time or money on haircuts or personal hygiene, so keep your hugging arms away. This barefoot thing has been fun, though. If by fun you mean fighting against thousands of years of cultural bias against foot nudity. But I knew my feet were special ever since that nice young man at the shoe store. Was he flirting with me? He told me my feet were a 10. And now I've been barefoot trail running for 8 years, and I'm still amazed by the brilliant things people say to me out in the trail. Barefoot, huh? Yes, sir, Captain Obvious. I could never do that. Yeah, you could. Just slip on out of those fungus-filled foot coffins. Oh, shoes. How about this one? Broken glass. What about the broken glass? You could step on broken glass. Really? Broken glass out in the wilderness? So from maybe squirrels tossing back 40-ounce malt liquors up in trees and chucking the bottles out of 100-foot redwoods? You're right. I just saw them do that yesterday. The wilderness is covered in broken glass and used hypodermic needles and Legos. And when I see this stuff, I go out of my way to press my feet into it, hoping to slash into pieces. Maybe if I'm lucky, get an infection from one of the adorable bacteria just lurking down there in the mud and the filth, waiting for a chance to waltz on up a piece of broken glass into my bloodstream and give me hookworm or hook eye or hookah addiction. Broken glass. Watch out for broken glass. That's about as logical as telling someone not to run across the Grand Canyon barefoot at night, all alone, wearing nothing but a hand-me-down beauty queen sash. Thank you, I'm through.